ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2016-17 edition of The Pitch. I'm joking. I just haven't been here for about 9 months. It's not my fault. It's the cameraman's fault. We are joined today by a man who we are so glad to have back in Adelaide. We'll get to all that in a second. He's sponsored by Rachel Laurie, LJ Hooker. Can you please welcome the number 6, Stefan Mauk. Stefan, welcome to The Pitch, mate.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Now, you're a little bit nervous. That's okay. We'll get through that in a second. So the deal of The Pitch is I'll ask some questions. We'll go to social media. We'll find out a little bit about you. And we are pumping up Friday night's game against Sydney FC and also the following Tuesday, our ACL game. Today, or if you're watching this tomorrow, yesterday, or if you're watching it next week, last week, we announced the return of Sergio Van Dijk. Welcome back, Serge. Anyway, it's not about you, Serge. We'll talk to you later on. Stefan. All right, now you've been interstate for a while. We are glad to have you back here in Adelaide. Is it surreal that a few weeks ago you were playing for Melbourne City and then now on the weekend I announced you walking on against Newcastle Jets in your new kit?
Yeah, I guess it was a bit surreal. I didn't really expect it to happen, but that's football. Things happen and they come up, and it was an opportunity that I didn't really want to miss. So they've got a couple of important games coming up now, the Sydney and the Champions League game, and I thought especially with the Champions League, if we can win that qualifier, it's a great thing to be a part of. Do
you find it really important, especially at this stage of your career where this season you weren't getting as much first team football as you would have liked, but now you've made your arrival and already you've made your debut coming on in the final minutes against the Jets, but it must be satisfying for you to go, hey, I'm here and already the coach is getting me involved?
Yeah, I think that's one of the main reasons I came. I had more of an opportunity to play in my preferred position in midfield with Jimmy Jagger going away. That has probably helped a little bit as well, but yeah, it's just a good opportunity to come down. The recent form by Adelaide has been very good as well, so it's a good team to come into.
What's it like when on the weekend you step out onto the field and to feel that reception from the crowd? Because you've got a really good cheer, and I'm sure before that you probably would have been a little bit nervous because it's your first time wearing the Adelaide United colours, and previously at Melbourne, who of course we hate because we hate every opposition, and then we welcome you as one of our own.
Nah, it was good. It was a really good reception. There was a pretty big crowd. I'm not sure what the figures were, but it looked pretty full, the stadium. A lot bigger than the Melbourne City crowds have been anyway. So no, it was good to come out to the stadium where it was packed, and I guess we were winning at that stage. So it was good to come on and win my first game with the club. I was talking to you a little while ago and you were saying that you went to the AIS with Ben Wall, and what I wanted to ask is your time over in Melbourne, you got to have a look at Adelaide, and I'm sure because you're an Adelaide boy you got to just have a look from afar and see how we play. What about players that you are really glad you're playing with now, because you played against them obviously previously, but now to be a part of that side and look at how good they are? Yeah, I think Karuska's probably one of the biggest ones. Looking at him, he's probably one of the best players in the A-League. His just natural talent is unbelievable. Some of the things he does that you just can't quite understand how he's done it, but yeah, he's probably one of the biggest ones, and even so far in training he's been good. And Sergio Ferreira is another one that's probably, I reckon they're two of the strongest players, but the whole squad's quite good. I guess that's a good thing, and why they're probably doing so well this season is because they've got a lot of depth in every position. Have you worked out that John Hall is a bit of a weirdo yet? Nah, I knew that. So we've been on a couple of Aussie cans, so yeah, I knew that already. So okay, just finally before we go into social media stuff, I wanted to ask you how nice it is to be home, because you get to spend time with family and friends, and I'm sure you had a lot of people asking you for tickets for the game on the weekend, but you got to hang out with your mates and then get some home cooked meals and spend that quality family time. And as a young man like yourself, it's really important. Yeah, no, it's good to be back. I never really planned it, as I said before, but after being away for 5 years, it's good to not have to cook and clean after myself and do all of that. But yeah, it's good to as well to have all like the family and friends at the game rather than supporting Melbourne City, supporting Adelaide United this time. So instead of getting a bit of hate from the other fans, it was alright. But no, like it's good to be back, and yeah, it's really good to be staying at home with my family as well. Alright, awesome. So this is part one. I've just asked a stack of questions. We're going to find out in a second everything you need to know about Stefan. From your social media questions, I got some more details on some awesome things about membership, also merchandise as well. The pitch is back! Where's it been? Maybe we've just had dial-up internet and it's taken 8 months to get a new episode. Not many people asked where the pitch was. Does that mean no one watches it? Anyway, back in a sec with Stefan Mauk.
They're going to make a late change here, and it's going to be a debut for the former Melbourne City midfielder Stefan Mauk. Is coming on to replace George Mells. Born in Adelaide, first time in front of his hometown fans in the Hyundai League. Did start life with Adelaide City as a junior,
Welcome back to the pitch. Stefan Mauk is here, the new number 6 for your Adelaide United, and he's sponsored by Rachel Laurie, LJ Hooker. If you're into property or people by the name of Rachel Laurie who work at LJ Hooker, get around them, please. We are talking about Friday night, Sydney FC. We'll get to that in a sec. Tuesday against a team which name I can't really pronounce. I need to work on that in the ACL, and also memberships, merchandise. We'll chuck all the details below. All right, so social media, how do we follow you? You're on Twitter?
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, so...
Far out, mate. All right. What's your Twitter account handle thing?
Just my name, so Stefan Mauk.
Instagram?
Same.
And Facebook?
Facebook's the same, yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Pretty,
all right.
Pretty easy.
Okay, easy. What's actually, before we ask this, why do you got number 6? Is there any reason why you selected it?
No reason. They just gave me a choice of numbers, and I thought number 6 was probably one of the best ones there, so that's why I chose that.
All right. Here's a question from Facebook. This is from Ari Kolovos. What was your main reason for coming back home to Adelaide United? You kind of answered that before, but pretend you didn't.
Yeah, just coming back. I think being from Adelaide, it made the decision a lot easier. They're going quite good this year, and they've got the Champions League qualifier coming up, so those 3 things made it a pretty easy decision. Even though it was a hard decision to leave Melbourne after being there for so long, coming to a club that's in a good position always makes it a lot better.
Have you got a missus?
Yeah, I do.
And is she from Melbourne?
Nah, she's from Adelaide.
Oh, that's perfect.
She'll probably say that I came back for her, but yeah.
He did. He's a real softie. How's your Spanish?
Getting a little bit better, but yeah, it's not the best at the moment.
That's good to understand the coach if you don't know Spanish. Bobby, what has been your best footballing experience of your career so far?
Best footballing experience would probably be the Under-17 World Cup in Mexico that I went to, probably 4 years back now, I think it was. We made the round of 16, and that was a pretty good experience when I was still young to play against world-class players. That would probably be the best moment that I've been to. Okay, Instagram. You can follow the club on Instagram, of course, and Stefan at Stefan Mauk. At Ellie Goldman, growing up, who was your idol and the player you looked up to? I'm an Arsenal fan, so Thierry Henry was a big one, and I've got German background, so Bastian Schweinsteiger and Michael Ballack are 2 players that I really like to watch and follow, and I guess try and play a bit similar to. Awesome. All right, now this is the last question on Twitter from AUFC News. What have you made of the impressive form of the team, and how far do you think we can go? It's a good question because we have a nice unbeaten run, and we're playing against Sydney, who are going through a bit of a strange patch at the moment as well. So it's kind of a good time for us to play a side who are desperate for a win. Yeah, I think Adelaide's started the season not the best, which has happened, I think, with Josip previously, and it just goes to show that a new coach, it takes time, but you could always tell they're a good footballing team, and eventually they would get the results, and now they have. So coming up against them as an opposition player, you knew it was going to be a hard game, and now playing for them, I guess, you know that we're going to keep the ball, we'll play good football, and I think that if we keep playing the way we are with the players that we have, as long as everyone stays fit, we can go very far in the finals. I think the whole top 6 that end up making it have all got a chance in winning. It's probably the most even competition to date. So I think as long as we can maybe get a top 4 finish, which will make it a lot better. If we can be in the Champions League as well, which will be good. You never know. We can probably go and push for the title, I think. Awesome, Stefan. All the best, mate. Make sure you get your tickets for Friday night. I'm just getting this phone here because we're on Adelaide United Snapchat, so you have to take a selfie of yourself and then sign it. So you do that. Nice. Really good. He's got a really nice Hollywood smile there. The thing I wanted to tell you about the merchandise, I've got the details here. Exclusive offer, 1 match only, tracksuit, jacket and hoodie from just $70. That's amazing. Just have a look at all the details. Thank you to Rachel Laurie, LJ Hooker. Thanks to everybody for getting involved. Share this video. Friday night game, Sydney. Tuesday, ACL. We need to win. Welcome back, Sergio Van Dijk, and welcome Stefan Mauk. Thanks for being on the pitch. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. See you soon, maybe. Unless our cameraman goes away again. He fired.